I've gone for first offering a 2016 Vauxhall Corsa VXR.
For God's sake. That's my headphones gone down.
It has.
I've literally thrown I can't hear anything he's saying anymore. I've thrown my headphones down. Have you really? I'm putting them back on again so I can shout at him.
Welcome back to the Gassing Station, powered by Michelin, the podcast that goes hunting for rare and exotic gems in the Piston Heads forums. I'm Cam Tate, and joining me as ever is John Howe. John, how you doing? What have you been driving lately?
Problem with that question for me, Cam, this week?
Why? What's the problem of that?
I don't know what I've been driving.
Okay, well, shall we rewind? John, have you driven a car this week?
Yes.
Something that isn't your own?
Yes.
Okay, well, what was that car?
A Ford Ranger.
All right, well, okay. For those of you who don't know, John and I technically are car journalists. So, John,
yes,
as a car journalist, would you like to reveal some impressions about the Ford Ranger? Because it's a relatively PHY car. Nick Cackett, our editor, loves a Ford Ranger. He suits a Ford Ranger too, really. But so yeah, what are your thoughts?
Well, the reason why there is a reason for me not knowing what it is. So I got back. There was a pool of cars, and I picked up one. It's almost like I just grabbed the one nearest me.
Yes.
That also happened to be the biggest.
It's quite a nice problem for a car journalist to have, really, isn't it?
And so I jumped into this Ranger, and I looked at it, and I thought, is that a Raptor? Is it a Wild Track? I don't know. It looks bulbous, so it has sort of flared arches and big wheels. But it was raining. It was dark. I wanted to get home, and I was quite late. Okay. So I just drove it home.
All right.
And then my friend Jonathan came around the other day and said, "Oh, you've got a Ranger. Can we go in?" We were going off somewhere, and he said, "Can we go in that? I've never been in a Ranger before." And he went, "What is it?" I was like, "I don't know." And then you've just asked me what it is, and I still don't know. But I've done some research.
That's good.
Because I am a good journalist I can research things.
Well, you might have to prove it, but yeah, go on.
So it turns out it's a Ford Ranger MSRT.
Oh, right. So that's the one that's prepared by the M Sport squad that do the Ford rally cars, which would make you think, oh, that's going to be something extraordinarily special, like a ProDrive Subaru.
Motorsport Road Technology.
Uh-huh.
Which I'm not sure was a bit oxymoronic.
Motorsport Road Technology.
Or is it oxymoronic or tautology?
Well, the thing is, being M Sport is the brand.
Yes.
And Road Technology is their road technology unit. So it does make sense.
Okay. All right then. Apologies. But they're based in Cumbria, which is a nice place.
It's a beautiful place. They've opened up relatively recently a lovely new test track. Have they been honing the chassis of this Ranger MSRT on it?
Well, if they have, it's not really worked. I don't know if this is going to be a surprise to people, but the general, I would say the general prognosis for any pickup is that they don't ride particularly well. The only question mark is how badly they ride. Because some, like the previous generation Amarok, I always thought was quite a good riding car. But most of them ride terribly. And what MSRT appear to have done is take that philosophy and work with it.
I see, right.
So they fitted it with 21-inch wheels and made it ride terribly.
Road technology,
badly.
that.
Yeah, like really badly. It is good in some respects.
Go on.
I like the engine.
Oh, what's it got in it? Because it's not a Raptor, so it won't...
It's got a Volkswagen engine in it.
Oh, right, yeah, they've got that weird deal, haven't they?
3-litre diesel. So, which is really good, 240 horsepower, I think it is. So it's be the second most powerful one in the range.
But I imagine very torquey as well. Because
smooth and torquey. Yeah. Really like the engine. Look, I'm going to describe to you. We were talking earlier on about obnoxious cars.
We were, yes.
Because weirdly, we come into this little studio and talk about cars.
That's true, yes. And then when we're
not recording, we go outside, we go and talk about cars. And we were talking
car people thing.
We were talking about obnoxious cars, and I think this might fall into that category as well. This is on the Ford website. MSRT. Embrace the spirit of motorsport every time you take to the road in this double cab pickup. Which, there are some question marks in that statement around clarity of message. Key features: bespoke 21-inch alloy wheels.
Those are some sizable rims.
Hell of a rim. And unique exterior colours. They all seem to be grey as far as I can see. Unique front bumper with... Get ready. This is where it starts. This is where the car starts to make absolute sense. Unique front bumper with integrated splitter. Because now, you don't have to see pictures of this car, but just imagine a Ford Ranger. In fact, just imagine a pickup truck. And now imagine the need for a front splitter. Bear in mind, the whole point about a pickup truck is an off-road vehicle that therefore is going to be about 2 feet off the ground.
Yes.
So the idea of splitting the air to direct most of it around the bodywork and some of it underneath the car, I mean, you really know. And so, the upshot is this car is, I would say, relatively obnoxious looking.
It's far from subtle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the ride's been ruined, but the engine's brilliant. But the most important thing, which I think works in harmony with all of the other accoutrements, is the fact that it comes with non-animal eco leather. Because I can imagine most people driving this car, that would be a really important thing.
It doesn't.
Because nothing shouts sort of care for the environment like a
bulbous
truck. Arched, front splittered, rear diffusered, 3-litre diesel with 21-inch wheels bowling along. Let's face it, is useless because pickups are really designed to go off-road and carry things in the back, but this has got massive road tyres that you would know. And so obviously the eco leather, non-animal eco leather is going to be the defining point where they go, that is the car for me. That massive lump over there is the car for me.
You can imagine the product meeting when they're trying to figure out what they do to the Ranger. They're like, right, we've listened to our customers. What they want is more aggressive looks. Yeah, do that. They want motorsport technology. Don't know how we're going to do that, but we'll try. And most importantly of all, they really want sustainable eco leather.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely, because they're very environmentally conscious.
Exactly.
While they're driving through a rainforest.
Yes. Now, I must admit, I don't know much about motorsport, and as in, I'm talking about the brand.
M Sport, yes.
M Sport, yes. Are they not motorsport? Is it M Sport?
They're just known as M Sport, so yeah.
Isn't that a bit of a tricky thing with BMW?
Well, it's M-Sport, whereas I think BMW is M Space Sport. Which, I mean, can you not tell the difference? It's pretty easy.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm not having a go at M Sport. I'm sure they've been charged to do something, work in harmony with their partner for off-road motorsport applications and things like that.
I mean, they're an incredibly successcure WRC squad.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not belittling anybody. I think everyone's wonderful. I like Cumbria, and I'm sure I would. I'm sure it's fantastic. But come on, everyone, can we not just see a little bit of silliness about this? I think it's 58,000 plus the VAT. Or something around. No, well, I think I worked it out with the VAT because let's face it, it's not being used as a commercial vehicle, is it? Really?
Well, that's not true. I think we're looking at this in the wrong angle because I think here we are sat in our, I was going to say air conditioned room. Yeah, this is not an air conditioned room. This is a oven. The thing is, it's a commercial vehicle. It's the whole point of a pickup is that most people are going to be using them for their work. And if you want something that is going to be an all-in-one car, like the reason why people buy performance SUVs or even performance estates, because they want something that does everything in one. A performance pickup truck. I totally understand it.
No, but right, I have got my hands dirty over the years.
Yeah,
I began my career as a mechanic. I've worked on building sites.
Cool.
And I have a farm.
You do, yes.
I do. So I think I'm supremely qualified to talk about commercial vehicles. I'm not sure that there's any application that car is better for having 21-inch wheels, bulbous wheel arches, and whatever. The splitter in the diffuser. I think basically no, it's less of a commercial vehicle. The other thing is I get really confused. You know, last podcast we were talking about cars you think you want to own but then don't.
Yes, yep.
All pickups fall into that category for me because I actually really like the old Amarok because they did a manual version.
Oh, they were cool.
There was something about it. I don't know why. The Amarok actually rode quite well. It was kind of so it sort of fitted the bill where you think, well, that's a kind of halfway house car with 4 seats and a load bed. But they did the basic one. They did the 3-litre diesel, but it was like the 206 horsepower one, so not the kind of. This one's got the 240, and I think they did something similar then. But they came with a manual gearbox. It was white, and it was really basic inside. And I thought, you know what, I really like this. It's got a real, slightly agricultural kind of look to it, and it's clearly the base spec. So therefore, it's sort of almost immediately a little bit cooler.
Yeah,
I just loved it, and it worked because I remember at that time it was November or December, and I went to pick up a Christmas tree. I put a Christmas tree in the back. But my problem with pickups is. It's fine if you've got a Christmas tree in the back, because if somebody steals it, it's 60 quid.
Yeah.
And it's replaceable. Whereas most of the stuff you stick in the back of a pickup truck, you can't do it because this Ranger has got the tonneau cover thing, the retractable metal tonneau cover. But the problem with that is it leaks, so you can't put anything delicate in there or luggage or something like that because it will get wet. It hasn't got any other boot. Also, the other thing is it does that thing where whatever you put at the very back of the tail, near the tailgate in the bed, by the time you braked once, it's slid all the way down the ABS plastic that's in the to the very edge.
Yes,
and therefore you can't get it because it's so high up, and it's disappeared forever, so you have to go and buy a new one, even though you can see it, but you can't reach it.
It's a common problem for pickup owners, is just constantly losing things at the other end and having to go and buy another one.
I've always thought if I buy a pickup truck, I'm going to end up not putting anything in the back, because everything, like if I want to put tools in the back or whatever, they would just, crikey, if you put tools in the back of a transit van and lock it, somebody would have peeled it open with a can opener and stolen them. So leaving them in the back of a pickup truck for them just to have like just come along and pick your own. It's like a pick your own thing. Like strawberries. It's just come along and pick your own tools. Or have everything.
Well, there you go. Commercial reviews by John Howe. Next week he'll be driving a John Deere tractor. I haven't driven anything this week, once again. However, I have been passengered in something. And I'll be completely honest, this happened several weeks ago, but we had our productions coming out from annual service. We also had the 849 Testarossa that came out last week. It was big news. But I really wanted to talk about the new Porsche 911 Turbo S, but maybe not in the way that you're expecting. So if you're unfamiliar, John, I always know you have your finger on the news pulse.
Yes, no, it's true. Saab's gone bankrupt.
They have done at some point, yes. But so I'll fill you in, just in case you've missed this one. New 992.2 Turbo S, so it's the update that's come out. The previous one was already immensely fast, but had 650 horsepower. This new one, however...
Not enough.
It's not... I don't think anybody got in the last Turbo S and went, this just isn't fast enough. But the thing is, as well, they take these huge strides between each generation. So I think for... between 991.2 and 992.1, it was something like a 70 horsepower increase. It was substantial. This one, they've gone for a slightly tamer 60 horsepower increase. So it's gone from 650 horsepower to 711. The big difference being that it's got...
711?
711, yeah. A shop that most people would associate with 911 Turbo S's. Not really. But what they've essentially done is they've created...
Do you think... what if they produce a 911 with 911 horsepower?
It's going to happen soon. At this rate, it'll be the end of the decade by the time they've got a new one.
Wouldn't it be nice if they charged £911 for it?
It would probably be more likely £911,000 for a 911 Turbo S. But look on the outside, and it doesn't look like they've actually made a huge amount of difference. We don't really need to talk through the design on this podcast, A, because people can't see it, and B, because they've barely changed anything. It basically looks like they've taken all the little bits from the 992.2 and they've whacked it on the Turbo S. So it's got the little fins and the grille, and that's about it. But they've created a new engine
Have they?
So it's a 3.6, like before,
Is it
3.6
a V8?
litre. No. It's a 3.6 litre flat six twin turbo OBS. But yeah, it's a new engine that they've created with all new components in it. And it's now a hybrid, but not the plug-in kind. It's not the sort where you can go and potter around on electric power. The system is literally used to kind of modulate the speed of the turbochargers so they're always at peak performance. So it means you get these absolutely crazy performance figures. 0 to 62 is 2.5 seconds, 0.2 seconds quicker than the old car. 0 to 124 miles an hour is 8.4 seconds, which is just balmy. But the most impressive one, I think, is a 7-minute, 3.92 second lap around the Nurburgring Nordschleife, which is 14 seconds faster than the old car. That is a huge difference.
Okay, anyone on YouTube will have noticed my ears have just
pricked up
because we talked about that. We talked about the Nurburgring and how amazing it is when you're sort of setting records on Nurburgring because you're taking risks with your life because it's a dramatically fast and dangerous place to go. And 7 minutes, to cover it in 7 minutes, well, just over, is pretty cool.
It is incredibly cool. And it was only 6 seconds off the 918 Spider, which I feel like is the benchmark for Porsche performance cars all the time. It's kind of like, oh, we're only this far off the 918 Spider, which is actually quite amazing because that car is 12, 13 years old now, and then it's still a benchmark car around the Nordschleife. But anyway, it's a hugely impressive thing. It's actually a little bit heavier than before with this hybrid systems on it, but they've made it obviously a lot more powerful to kind of compensate for that.
You say it's hugely impressive.
I think it is.
911 turbos, they never really float my boat.
That is the kind of what I wanted to get to, really, is...
Have I read your mind again?
You're very good at it, and it's a bit worrying. The Turbo S has always been immensely technically impressive, right?
Yep.
But it's always lacked that kind of fizz and excitement. And we were kind of having a chat about it over lunch, weren't we? As what would you rather have? Would you rather take around a circuit a 911 Turbo S, which is going to be immensely fast and you can actually kind of really let it stretch its legs out, or would you rather have something with 200 horsepower less, 6-speed gearbox and a naturally aspirated flat six? You're probably going to want to choose the latter.
You mean a GT3?
Precisely.
I'm guessing this, if it's got electric turbos,
Yeah.
does that take even more noise out?
So there's a slight artificial noise that they pump into the cockpit, and on the outside.
No, please,
Yeah.
no, not Porsche.
Yeah. Well, the thing is one of the reasons they've had to introduce this new engine is for emission rules and all that kind of stuff. So I actually heard it go by at full chat, and it doesn't really sound. That's the thing. It goes by, and you kind of get that slightly throaty 911 turbo sound, but it's mostly muted. The thing that you're hearing is just the air being torn to shreds as it just pummels its way through it. And
so that's the thing. It sounds like I'm being negative. I've been rude about a Ranger. I've been rude about a little business in Cumbria.
Yes.
Very good business in Cumbria.
An incredible business in Cumbria.
And now I'm going to be rude about Porsche, which is sacrilegious.
It is sacrilegious.
Well, I'll tell you what though. Anyone that calls us Porsche heads,
yeah, exactly,
they're going to wonder what the hell's going on here.
Yeah,
there'll be heads whizzing round on bodies and then exploding.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah. But you see, the turbo generally takes away the 911 turbo. Generally, you know that in the back of that car, and this has kind of been the case pretty much, well, certainly from 996, I would say particularly, but you know that in the back of that car is a wonderfully evocative flat six engine with it's like somebody's shoved a mute in the bell end.
Yeah.
No, I mean because trumpet.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
yes.
I wasn't being. What do you think I was being rude?
Never.
That's always been the case. Particularly, say, I noticed it with the 996 versions, and they kind of came back a little bit with the last generation 992 was maybe a little bit better in terms of the engine noise. And it sounds like this one's gone backwards.
I think that's
backwards.
just legislation. They have to do that stuff. It's always going to be the case. The Porsche 911 Turbo S has never been the best sounding car in the range, but it's not the reason why you buy it. You buy it is because it's the everyday supercar, but the numbers that it does now, the performance is everyday hypercar stats. I think, as we've discussed on this podcast before, 992.1 Turbo S was the first Porsche I ever drove, and I've driven cars with more power than that prior, but it was the first thing I'd driven on a UK road and thought, oh my god, this is ferociously fast. Like it felt like I was just going to plow through every hedge just by squeezing the throttle. But the thing is, I don't think you really get an appreciation for what it's capable of until you've taken it out on a track. So this year, Porsche invited us out to Weissach to go and experience the car on its legendary test track, but we weren't allowed to drive it. And it was covered in camouflage and all the Porsche badges were covered, so it was almost like that we were in this crazy prototype 911 that wasn't lucky. A Turbo S, but it was a Turbo S.
You're very
I'm
lucky.
extremely lucky, yeah.
Do you know what? I've never been to Weissach.
Have you not?
Never.
This was my first time, to be honest. And you go there, and
Is it good?
I mean, it's essentially a dream factory, because you go there and it's like all these incredible, like all the great 911s that you can, all the great Porsche products are made there.
Surely that's not true. Isn't BYD the dream factory?
They do build your dreams, but they've not built mine yet. So Porsche does. And going there, you see all these cars driving around in camouflage, and there was nothing there that they had done a very good job of kind of shutting the important stuff away, the interesting stuff away. Porsche didn't actually let us out onto the circuit by ourselves. We weren't allowed to drive the car. So instead, they wheeled out one of their old drivers to go and show us the ropes, essentially. Have you heard of somebody called Jörg Bergmeister?
Oh, well, I'm going to have to come to Yorg Bergmeister's defence here. When you say one of their old... Oh, I suppose you weren't being rude, were you?
No, I mean, like, he is a former Porsche racing driver, not that he is an old man.
That did sound a bit rude.
But he is, I mean, 100% a sprightly man, because, my God, does he know how to chuck a car around. So before we get on to his achievements, which some of them I was aware of, but he took me around and he does a launch control start, the sort that kind of rearranges your brain and is actually really quite uncomfortable at 10 o'clock in the morning when you've just had breakfast. And he's really unhappy about how he's done his launch, and he's just like, oh, the tyres aren't up to temperature yet, that wasn't very fast, whereas I was struggling to open my mouth because of the G-forces and being pinned to the back of the seat. And the way he drives around Weissach, it's you kind of have a massive long straight and then kind of like a squiggly section around the back, like a lot of circuits. And it's quite undulating as well, a lot of bank corners, lots of ups and downs. And he's like four-wheel drifting through all the corners like a go-kart. Like it's just rotating beautifully. And the whole time he's like giggling and laughing, trying to get heat into the tyres. And some of it he's doing it one-handed. And we get to the back of the circuit, and there's like a flock of birds on one of the corners, and he just whacks the brakes on really hard. We all go lurching forward, and he like beeps them to get out the way. A completely different approach to the instructor that took me around Thruxton in the M3 CS Touring, who could see the birds a mile off and still ploughed straight through them, all over the windscreen and everything.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was really grim. Just completely annihilated these birds.
Wow.
But not Yorg. No, he stops, lets them fly out the way.
Nice man.
Oh,
man.
He is an immensely lovely bloke. He was just having the best time. And you can't blame him, because that's his job, is just to turn up, put some incredible laps around the Weissach test track, and basically scare the living daylights out of car journalists. It was incredible. And, we then went back to, Porsche had like a meeting room there. We went back, had some lunch. And I was like, I can't believe your achievements, because he's won so many things. A lot of people some people may have heard about him from a particularly aggressive move at Laguna Seca in 2009, I think. Have you seen this crash of where he basically goes door handles with Jan Magnussen in a Corvette? So he's in a 911 GT3R. RSR, and Jan Magnussen's in a Corvette, and they go door handles down the Laguna Seca straight for the finish line, and basically Yorg pushes him against the pit wall so hard that Jan crashes and then goes 90 degrees into the wall on the opposite side of the circuit. Completely wipes him out.
See, nice man.
He's a lovely bloke. Yeah. But the funny thing is had that been Formula One, they would have been like, this is an outrage, it's the worst thing ever. Apparently, Jan just came out afterwards and he was just like, because he gave him a little nudge up the backside going into the last corner. He was like, yeah, pretty much I deserved it. He's like, it's just racing, it's fine. You know,
oh, dear, wouldn't that be great if that happened every Sunday when you were watching F1?
Everyone threw their toys out the pram over it, but they were totally fine about it. Yours just kind of like, yeah, that's obviously I'm quite famous for that. But he's like, I've also won quite a lot. So I was like, yeah, you've won Daytona like 4 times in your class. And he's like, yeah, no, I won it outright as well. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize you won it outright. And he goes, I was like, what in? And he goes, oh, in a GT3 RSR. So the Daytona 24 Hours is a mixed category. It's prototypes that win, and then GT cars that win their class. He won the Daytona 24 Hours outright in a GT car, which is utterly mind-blowing. And so I just wanted to, everyone's going to be singing the praises of the 911 Turbo S, and I feel like people who are really in the know may know of Jörg Bergmeister, but just meeting him and getting to see him do his thing in person, and then finding out the incredible things that he's done, I just love racing drivers, man. They're so cool.
I agree.
Yeah, and you've met Yorg, haven't you?
Yes. No, I did the GT3 RS with him, the launch at Silverstone. The 992 generation GT3 RS at Silverstone, and I was on a day when it was raining, and particularly scary because even the Porsche people were dumbfounded. They said, we don't know why the tyres aren't working on this surface in this condition, in this weather, but it's not. So I was driving the car. I'll point you to the Piston Heads video several years ago, but it's
a great video.
GT3 RS, and you can see me basically terrified because I had no time to kind of get you. I don't know if anybody thinks you kind of get a day at the wheel of this car and then go and make a video about it. You literally jump in, have to make a video while trying not to crash in a car that Porsche have said, a car with 860 kilos of downforce around a very fast circuit with extremely fast corners, and Porsche have just gone, oh, and by the way, the tyres, they're not working. They don't,
and we don't know.
What does that mean as the door shuts behind you and you're told to get, follow me, the lead driver was saying, and you're off. And no, it's true, the tyres weren't working because you kind of go into a corner, get a bundle full of understeer, so you think, I will either back off or put a little bit of power on to kind of neutralise that. No, it doesn't work. Snap oversteer, and that's all I had all the way around. So that was my experience of the car. And then they went, go out with Yorg.
Yeah.
And he's just so funny. Like you say, the most relaxed person in the world. It's like, there's me sweating and kind of having all sorts of conniptions about what I'm about to do. Then he gets in the car and it's like, right, we're off down the shops. Oh, no, we're not. We're going through Beckett's and Maggots and whatever. And honestly, so when you go, if you do go and watch the video, and I urge you to watch it, skip through my bit because it's rubbish. Go to the end bit because I insisted that they do a camera to show you his lap. And it's just genius because it's like he's still got the plough and understeer and a snap over. Actually, do you know it dried out a little bit? Like, that's it.
But it still can be quite...
That's it, Cam. It dried out when he did his lap. That's why.
So there's still that chance that you could win the Daytona 24 Hour outright in a GT car. And now, if there is any doubt that maybe he's lost it because it was 2003 when he won the Daytona 24 Hours in a GT car, he was the driver that did the Nordschleife lap with the Turbo S. And so we were talking about it. And I was like, what's it like doing because, there's, when you see, we spoke about recently the 919 Evo lap, which is just incredible. But there you've got downforce, you've got slicks. It's not going to snap on you because if it snaps, you're in the wall and you're, curtains. Whereas in a road car, you've got road tyres and it's a little softer and it's a lot heavier. And he's like, he actually found it quite bum clenching. So he was like, there are two moments that really stood out to him, because I think it was also potentially a drying track as well. So it's not something where they just get in and they go, oh, it's so easy, it's fine.
Did he actually say that? He was a bit scared.
Well, he's like in the German racing driver way of where he's like, so he was like on the Dottinger Höhe, so the back straight at the Nordschleife. There's a left-hander that's under a bridge and it's blind and it's towards the end of the lap. But in a GT car and a racing car, you can take it flat out. In a lot of cars, you can take it flat out. But the faster you're going in a road car with no wings on it, it becomes a lot sketchier. And he was like, I didn't know if I could take it flat. And the first time he did it, I believe, was his record lap. And he was like, I don't want to do that ever again. It was really like, I love the honesty, because racing drivers, lovely how they are, they do have quite a lot of, bravado, and it's like, yeah, no, everything's fine. And he had another bit as well where I can't remember which part of the track it was, where, as he said, it was drying. He accidentally got onto the wet line and just understeered massively, and he's like, it was 50-50 of whether I was going to catch it, and I did. And then he's like, oh, you can breathe a sigh of relief and then go into the next corner. And I'm like, if that happened to me, I would trundle around at 20 miles an hour, park up, and just go home. What a nice way to end. Racing drivers who don't get enough attention, you're great, and you're PH heroes. Should we actually do something useful and try and help some people out and find a car that they can buy? Because that's what we're here to do. We're here to actually try and help out. So this week we have a topic called Suggestion for Someone in Their Early 20s. And it says, thought I'd reach out here for some opinions. My son has recently graduated and is looking for his next car due to MOT failure of his current woeful Mini. Budget is max 5k. He's still looking for employment, so needs something to get to grad interviews and then maybe commute if outside London. Criteria: maximum £5,000, reasonably cheap to insure. He has 5 years, no claims discount. That very much helps. 5-door hatch, ideally, not too small, so no C1, iGo or up. Petrol, cheap to run, cheap parts, etc. No more than 10 years old, ULEZ compliant. There's some quite tricky criteria there. It's pretty difficult to find something with that list. I'm currently looking at Astras for around 15, 16, that's 2015 or 2016. They seem to offer good value, but not sure if there are engines to avoid. Also considering Kia Ceed / Hyundai i20 / i30, Civic / Jazz, Mazda 2/3, Dacia Sandero with 3 exclamation marks. There is a lot of junk out there, and he has been scared by the ridiculous reliability of the Mini and some of the builds, so just wants something that'll work. Is there anything out there I may have missed? Thanks! Exclamation mark. Oof.
Well, I tell you what.
What's that?
I've missed the forum member's name, Cam. Why have you not read that out?
Well, I just don't think I should.
Is that because you've only just noticed?
I've just noticed
after selecting this brilliant question.
It's a great topic. I just feel like if I say that name out and I break it down, it's going to be like one of those prank names that I'm going to say it.
When people phone up a radio station and get someone to read out the name, when you read it all quickly together, it's yeah.
Yeah. So we're just going to go straight on.
I always like to say, can I swear in this one? Put it this way: if I said that forum member's name, I would probably never work again.
What we're going to do is it's a huge criteria there. And instead of going through what people have suggested, I'm actually going to say one of the responses. So the user has responded and said, ideally his son wants something that's a bit more image focused, but the father wants to get the right car that's safe and, compliant and all that kind of stuff. And someone else says, no wonder your son's not keen on the suggestions because he's concerned about his image, and all the cars that have been suggested so far are a bit OAP-ish.
I can solve that.
And we are here to provide the piston head's take. That's what we're here for, John. What have you got?
Stand back, crack your knuckles.
So ready.
I'm your Cam. Mm-hmm. For once, you're going to be proud of me.
I'm looking forward to seeing where you're going with this then. This has got me feeling good.
Really? Okay.
What have you bought? Remember, it's got to be 5K.
I haven't bought it.
What have you bought to the table?
And unfortunately, no one can buy this one either.
Oh, well.
And unfortunately, I've also... So no one can buy it because it's already been sold, deposit taken. It's outside budget because it's $5,995. And it's the wrong age. But It's because it's from 1990.
Yeah.
So I can't do maths, can I, in my head?
1990,
but
so it's 35 years old, not within the last 10
is
years.
Is there a plus or minus in that 15-year?
I think knowing you, no matter what we say, you're going to ignore it. So,
well, that's probably a fair point. So, but I focused on the most important aspect, which is image.
And that's an important thing for a young man.
So, it's a classic car, and everyone loves a classic car
cool.
because
Okay.
the thing is, if you're trying to sell yourself to a member of the opposite sex or whatever sex,
Yes.
then classic cars are a great way to do it because it means the other person doesn't necessarily have to be into the car or into cars.
That's a good point.
To recognise that you've got great taste and you're an impressive person.
It's ULEZ compliant too, probably.
Yes, it is. Well, sort of. I found a Rover Metro, and not just a Rover Metro, the original shape, not the later one, because that would be too, I don't know,
I don't care.
frivolous.
Right.
This is a serious classic. It's not just any Rover Metro. It's a Rover Metro 1 litre L Clubman with just 9,861 miles on the clock, and it's in oyster beige, and it's got wheel trims.
And it's done fewer than 10,000 miles.
So, well, he did say it did fewer than 10 years old.
Yes.
So I've sort of stuck to that, but in a kind of different way.
It's immaculate.
It's got 48 brake horsepower.
It's immaculate, but again, the things that we're missing out on are someone's already bought it. It's 35 years old.
Yes.
And he's not going to be... That's going to be an image, but not a great one for a 21-year-old.
Do you think so?
That's just something that I feel. So, what else have you got?
Well, Cam,
I know how you like to bring a lot.
I'm a little upset that you don't like that.
You can't buy it.
I know you can't buy class like that.
Right. Well, then what else have you got?
Okay, fine. You want something you can actually buy with an image. Honda Accord. 2006, 4295. That's within budget. Still a little bit outside the age criteria.
Okay,
but not as far. Look, I've reduced the gap down. From 35 years to 19
years.
Honda Accord. All young men aspire to drive a Honda Accord. It's done 85,000 miles, 3 owners, 155 horsepower as well.
I tell you what. Okay, in all seriousness, it's a reliable car.
Yes, but you're going to say the image again.
No, I don't think the image is a.
Toyota Corolla, 1993. So similar era.
I'm sorry. This is actually probably the best.
£2,500.
This is the best era. I think this is the best you've suggested so far for image.
Really?
Because you can. That's Japanese. That's classic Japanese. There's going to be.
Have I done a good thing? Weirdly, I feel like I'm sad that you're praising me.
You've got the age bit wrong, catastrophically.
You do realise it's a Toyota Corolla, don't you?
Yes, exactly, or Corolla, as some people like to say. But no,
one owner.
Okay, well there you go. How many miles?
83,000.
I mean, for a extremely old car, it's not too bad.
No.
Is that really what you're putting forward?
No, I'm putting forward a Nissan Sunny from 1989. And by the way, this one has done 38,000 miles, and it's also a one-owner car. And it is a classic car because it says in the advert description, the first line, this car is definitely a classic.
Well, that's it. Good that it hammers that home. Right.
It's a GS.
It's a GS. Okay.
So there you go. That's my choices. Did I do well?
You have nothing else to give than that.
What are you talking about? Just full stop?
Cars. There's nothing else that
Taking
you've
you
got.
a long time to realise I have nothing else to give. No, MGF. I've gone serious now. Sporty. MGTF. 5995, a little bit of budget creep.
Okay.
I like budget creep.
Yeah.
49,000 miles. Good, bad, or indifferent? I know I couldn't do the age thing. I couldn't get the age right.
Do you know what? It is hard. Because if you do the age, when we were looking at it, it is all the cars that the user has asked us not to get.
Yes.
Or it's stuff that's very not very appealing to a 21-year-old, I'm assuming. I saw
like
that as well.
like a Citroen Ami.
A Citroen Ami,
which is
in range.
I did the age.
There we go. You've
and
done
the price. I've done it. Citroen Ami, 2023, £4,858.
I drove an Ami when
brilliant.
When they bought a prototype to the UK in 2020.
Yeah.
And they bought, I think, 2 or 3 along. I probably can tell the story now. And my plan was
Do you think anybody doesn't know what Citroen Ami is?
Well, yeah, if you don't know what a Citroen Ami is,
it's a food mixer
it's essentially
with wheels.
I think they call them quadricycle. Is it a quadricycle or is it an actual car? I don't know. You can put number plates on it.
I think it's one of those ones you can drive when you're like...
You're 16 in France, I think.
Like 4, because it's so
honestly,
slow. It's a toy.
In 2020, when COVID was in, at its height, Citroen bought a couple over from France, and they didn't plan to sell them in the UK yet, but I think they were considering it. And so they invited me along and various other people, and they said, we have a handful, but you've got to be very careful because these are the only prototypes in existence. So my plan was to go, they're based in Coventry. My plan was to go to Coventry and take it out onto the ring road there and film it like, do you remember the Top Gear bit with Jeremy Clarkson in the P45?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
He goes onto the motorway and he's got trucks going past him. I was going to do that in the Ami. And there was, because its max speed is 27 miles an hour.
Is that legal?
Well,
I suppose it's the ring road. It's not the motorway, is it?
It's the ring.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I turned up and I said, right, give me the keys. And they said, oh, I'm really sorry. You're not actually allowed outside the Citroen premises. The car is so small and slow, it's fine. You can actually test it in their massive car park. And I was like, oh, why is that? What's happened? And they go, well, one of them's crashed. And I was like, oh, God, what happened? Some idiot's taken it out on the ring road and a lorry's crashed into them. And I was like,
who would do that?
Who would do something like that?
Yeah.
Citroen Ami's great if you're not going on motorways or dual carriageways or roads with speed limits above 30 miles an hour. Congratulations, John. You finally got there with an offering that was sort of good.
This is the most criteria I think we've ever had, isn't it?
It's a really, really stringent
because
one.
Because I've genuinely struggled.
I saw this and I thought, this would be good fun, and it did prove to be quite challenging. But I have some genuine offerings that do fit the bill.
No, hang on. No. Right, I've got two more. I'm going to rattle through quickly. What about, and these still don't work with the age, but I am offering these as serious things. 2007, I know, age, Lexus IS250, 6-cylinder engine.
Very nice.
Amazing.
And
4995, that one, and it's a Lexus.
Yeah.
Because reliability was one of the criteria.
It was, yeah.
Well, that will carry on until, I don't know, the Ice Age, next one. But the car I'm offering for you and everyone's delight, and this is a genuine thing. I'm not doing this to be funny, even though, I've yet to be funny. But I'm offering this as an actual thing. Genuinely, if I was a young 20-something, and my dad came home and said, this is your next car, and bought a 1991 Mercedes-Benz 190E, which has done 100,000 miles.
Yeah.
And it will do that times 4.
I mean, easily, right?
Admittedly, it's only the 1.8, but that's fine. That's fine. It's in a very delectable shade of blue. It's got beige leather, and I think it is actual leather, not MB Tex.
It does look extremely good. Yeah, it's an incredible nick.
It's as bright and breezy as a 190 could look.
Yeah, agree.
At any time other than when it's come out of the factory.
It does tick the image box well.
Thank you very much. That is my genuine number one choice.
I, however, have taken this a little more seriously.
Boring.
Yeah, well, I'm actually trying to help here, John. 21.
Yes.
Image is a thing. It's the prime age for a hot hatch. You've got to go and get hot hatch. Having read this back, it did say preferably 5-door. I think it might have actually said explicitly 5-door, but you don't need a 5-door at 21. Come on. I've gone for first offering a 2016 Vauxhall Corsa VXR.
For God's sake. That's my headphones gone down.
It has.
I've literally thrown I can't hear anything he's saying anymore. I've thrown my headphones down. Have you really? I'm putting them back on again so I can shout at him.
It is image, not
No.
I mean, it says something about
Is
you.
this you actually being serious, or is this
This
like
is
my
me
Metro?
being serious. This is me being serious.
Really?
This is a Vauxhall Corsa VXR. Admittedly, not the greatest hot hatch of all time,
I think I'm
but
gonna unplug
205 horsepower.
I think I'm going to unplug his mic.
Stop it. 205 horsepower, 101,000 miles, but it looks like it's in fantastic condition. It will be a riot. It will be an armful, but it'll be a riot. That is 4985. So that's offer 1. Offer 2 is in the complete opposite direction. It is a 2015 Kia Proceed
What
GT.
is going on here?
Well,
Are you sorry, I'm going to ask again. Is this your serious stuff?
these are my serious options because it's bang on the year. It's something that they're going to be relatively cheap to run, especially a Vauxhall and a Kia, for goodness sake. Come on. They're going to be well cheap to run.
But you
ULEZ
know
compliant,
the bit about
I
image.
don't know.
You know the bit about image?
Yes, 21's the perfect age to have a hot hatch.
It's a Kia Ceed and a Vauxhall Corsa.
Sorry,
Like, I'm not
John,
being funny.
it is a
No,
Kia
but
Proceed GT.
Have you
There
ever
is a
have you ever
red...
Have you ever driven one?
Have you ever driven one?
Yes, I have.
Can you remember it?
No.
Okay,
Because that's how bad it is.
That is not true. The motoring press at the time regarded it relatively warmly.
Really? It's like, well, there we go then. That's it. That's all you
got,
ever need.
And it's got over 200 horsepower. So, I mean, come on. That's an important thing. Finally, this is my serious one, and it's a slightly more boring and predictable choice.
Yeah, but at least it's a good one.
It is. I mean, this is the one, isn't it? It's a Ford Fiesta ST. This is the prime age for a Ford Fiesta ST.
How did I know you were going to do a Ford Fiesta ST?
Maybe because I own one and I think they're brilliant, but I don't own this generation. I've got the one prior to this. This is the 2017, so it's the first turbocharged one. It's 180 horsepower, which is bang on. Image-wise, fun. That's what it says.
It's not. I mean, the thing is, right.
Go on.
So image could work both ways on that. So somebody could go, ooh, God.
Yeah.
Blue collar Ford hot hatch. But the thing is, if somebody does do that, go, yeah, but it drives well. You can't do that with the Vauxhall, and you can't do that with the Proceed.
That's why I end on a high. I end on a high because I knew this would be the best one.
Yes, that is good.
You know, you like to give options.
Yes.
But this is the one.
Zest frisky. That's what that is.
It is, and it's in the kind of reddy orange color. I don't know what the official name of it was, but it looks great. It's got the ST Convenience Pack, which adds keyless entry to the vehicle's features, and the electronic automatic temperature control provides climate control for a pleasant driving experience. Good Lord. It's an ST3 as well, which is one of the good ones. And a full service history with an MOT valid until June 2026. This is a fantastic car. 83,655 miles. I've won. That's it. It just wins. If you're 21 and you're wanting a car that is fun, and should be relatively cheap to insure, and great to drive.
You know what you could have gone for? You could have looked for one of the diesel versions of, like, say, the Focus, because most 21-year-olds are going to end up with an STD at some point, aren't they? So you may as well just get it over and done with.
So those are our options. If you think John did the best job, go
100%.
With a
190E.
Yeah.
And a really good one. I'm not talking about some I'm not a really good one as well. I'm not talking about some moth-eaten one. It's a really good 190E. That is the one.
Okay, John. Yeah, sure. Just keep telling yourself that. So if you think John did the best job, what I'll do is
outside the box, Cam.
I will go and leave we'll basically put a story up about this. If you want to drop a comment below and say, John, I'd definitely go for the 190E, which is more than 20 years outside the criteria zone, drop John's name down.
Outside the box.
And if you think my Fiesta ST is the best choice, just put Cam's ST rocks. Or if you think that we're both rubbish and you want to suggest your own ones, leave it down below as
vote
well.
For that one.
Of course, you can always check out Pistonhead's auctions. Nothing met the criteria for this one. We usually have cars of a slightly higher value on Pistonhead's auction. So if you've got something premium, performance or collectible that you would like to sell, just get in touch. Go to www.pistonheads.com/sell, select auctions, fill your details in, and a consignor will be in touch. We also have a promotion going along with Michelin. It is, you can get up to £100 off a new set of Michelin tyres. Just go to www.pistonheads.com/Michelin, plug your details in, and see how much money you could save. It'll be up to £100. Shall we get this final topic on the way then?
Let's go. Let's do it, man.
So,
let's do it.
I've gone down a slightly morbid route for this episode.
Have you started murdering people?
Yeah, I mean, it would probably help create content, to be honest. So this has come basically off the back of, I was on holiday recently, and I saw a hearse, a really, really unlikely hearse, followed by a
holiday.
hearse.
Most people go, holiday on the beach. You go to holiday in graveyards.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, because they're actually, it's really quiet. We were on holiday in Rye, and there's a church in the middle of the town. And the day that we were there was a funeral, clearly. And the car that came out of the church was a Ford Mustang Mach-E hearse.
Really?
A Ford Mustang Mach-E hearse.
That's odd, isn't it?
That is exceptional. I'd never seen it before, and it was being followed, believe it or not, by a Ford Mustang Mach-E funeral limo. So, it was the one with like 6 doors and stretched.
That's a weird car.
It's utterly also
because you could sort of understand a Mustang somehow.
Yeah,
would be perverse. Whereas this is just
a Mach-E.
Yeah, because it's. I don't know. That seems really bizarre.
I thought it was utterly bizarre, and I don't know how you would stretch the wheelbase of an electric car, because the battery is an integral part of the skateboard, isn't it? So if you stretch the car, what happens to the battery? Does it just kind of like roll around in the middle? Because you can't stretch the battery, can you? Do you put spacers in it? If you convert hearses for a living and you're
asking me questions, have you noticed how quiet I've gone?
I'm really thinking about this.
Yeah.
It's a tricky
one.
Which
I suddenly thought, that's not good for a podcast, is it?
No.
One man really thinking.
Yes, precisely. You're trying to think how it works.
Yeah.
So if you hack cars to bits to make hearses, please get in touch, because I'm genuinely curious how you make a Mustang Mach-E and you stretch its wheelbase, because it's got obviously a massive battery in it.
So I suppose you could just take the battery out, stretch the car like you would any other car, and then but leave a space, a void to put the battery back in.
I assume that's the case.
Then are you going proper engineering in the sense that but they use the battery as a structural part of a lot of electric cars use batteries as a structural part. So therefore, if you place it back in, but you've got effectively scaffolding either side of it, the battery is no longer doing its job as the structural part between the wheels.
See, that's where my exceptionally limited engineering knowledge has no help here whatsoever.
So you may have belittled me actually you didn't, to be fair. I belittled myself, being quiet. But I was genuinely trying to think of how.
I know, 100%. It's a really tricky one to figure out how it's done, because obviously, like, anyone can be a coach builder and whack kind of, I don't know. It clearly looked like it had been cobbled together, but I don't know how the battery things. I know it's got a skateboard battery, so it is underneath the cabin.
You know what, Cam? You might do yourself down for lack of engineering knowledge, but you asked a good question.
That's I can at least do that sometimes. Anyway, the thing what I wanted to do is just to make sure that I wasn't dreaming, and I wanted to remind myself of this. I tried to take a picture of it. Have you ever tried to take a picture of a funeral procession? No, there's nothing there. It was the ghost. Yes. But have you ever tried to take a picture of a funeral procession? The answer is probably no, because it's a really weird thing to do.
Yeah, you are a weird wedding crasher.
It's a weird thing to do, funeral crasher. Yeah. So what I did is, when it was driving away, I kind of got my phone out and then was able to grab a little sneaky picture of it, and I will upload it to this thread that I found, which is unusual funeral vehicles, started by 33Q. And it's got, someone's done the Only Fools and Horses Reliant and created another, basically it's just got another Reliant at the back that it drags around. There's also a tank coffin.
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty cool.
Oh, no, the other stuff is just silly. No, that's really, can you post that picture?
I might be able to.
If
yes, we don't have the rights to a lot of the pictures in here, but we repost them.
Like,
the tank is pretty cool. I'm going to leave a link to this somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. So if he's not got the rights to do the picture, just take my word for it.
It's incredible.
If you want to get buried, that's the way to go.
Oh, 100%. It's basically the rear 2/3 are clear glass and is obviously where the coffin is.
It's like a very Victorian greenhouse.
Yes.
Like an orangery, but Victorian in the sense it's painted black. On a set of caterpillar tracks with a gun turret at the top of it.
Yeah.
But somehow stately and elegant.
I know.
It's bizarre.
Do you know, when I saw that, I thought, oh, God, that's ridiculous. And the more I look at it, the more I go, that's actually really impressive. It's been done brilliantly.
Yes, it has. It's the most amazing thing. Yeah.
Underneath it,
Yes.
there's a Phantom hearse, a Rolls-Royce Phantom hearse. Lavish, but doesn't do it for me. It's a little too predictable.
Also, it's that. Do you know what I don't like? You know, some of the Jaguar ones they do. Well, in fact, a lot of them.
There's an E-Type right below it.
Oh, that's weird.
That is
not
bizarre.
Right. But go back up to the Phantom, because you know those ones that are, right. Again, very difficult to do on a podcast, but some hearses look elegant and some don't look good. And the ones that I don't think look good are the ones that have like that curved roof, almost like the aerodynamics at hearse. Why have they chosen to do that with a Phantom? Don't make an aerodynamic, sort of curved roof on a Phantom. It looks stupid.
On the plus side,
yes.
You can actually see from that picture that if you took away the roof and you just left it, you'd have an amazing ute.
It's true.
It's really cool. Yeah.
Yes. Imagine a Phantom pickup. Also, why has it got? There's another one with a silly roof.
That's a Maserati Quattroporte.
Well, I suppose it's.
That is a cool hearse. I don't care if that's got an aero roof. It does look a bit silly from the side.
But you know how much I love a Quattroporte.
There's a good chance that you might be brought back to life with that exhaust note. Good Lord, what an amazing hearse. This is the most depressing of them. It's a Vectra, a Vauxhall Vectra hearse with a company.
Vectra, but the which generation is that? Was that the last one? No, was that the last one?
Like mid 2000s.
Oh God, look. The photograph was clearly taken on a grey day, and it probably was sunshine everywhere else. But when you pointed the camera at those two flipping miserable cars, it just went grey.
Oh, that's your lot from this episode of The Gassing Station. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave us a 5-star review. It would mean a lot to us and just means that we can keep making these and making them even better. We'll be back again next week. John?
Yes?
Anything to end on?
Cam, I don't need to keep rinsing to death the semi-joke about can I swear, do I? Because you're going to go...
See you next Tuesday.